And I sat in hospital for quite a while thinking about all this, but with all these wonderful memories of the tour going around in my head. And that's when I wrote Now I'm Here. Now I'm Here was a sort of, in a sense, a chronicle of that tour. And I remember thinking, I wonder if I'm ever going to get out of here and actually be able to play this. Eventually we did. I have many memories of that time. I remember the boys, they were still working on. And I think we'd done the backing track for Killer Queen and they brought it in with some harmonies on. And me, being precocious boy, went, I don't like them. They sound too harsh. Now, I don't know if I was right or I was wrong, but Freddie went, yeah, I think you're right. We'll go back and do them again. So they actually waited until I came out to redo the harmonies, and we redid them. So Killer Queen would have sounded very abrasive. I don't know if that stuff is still around, it may be, I don't know. But we redid them and they became a bit more melodious, I suppose. But, the boys came in. I also remember they brought me in a toy, which was the very first video game. It was like a box like this, with a knob at each end like this, and all you could do was, it was tennis, I suppose. All you could do, you had a paddle at each end, and this dot went across your TV screen, and you go bing, bing. And I remember thinking, oh, this is going to catch on. So I remember playing that in the hospital. The awful thing was, I'd had this operation done. There's a big, long scar from here to here. They don't do that operation anymore, but obviously they opened me all up and did the whole thing on my stomach. And the worst thing is when you laugh, when you're trying to recover from this stuff, you do not want to be laughing because it's the most painful thing in the world. So, the people who thought they were funny would come in and tell me jokes. And so I was grateful to have this video game so I could just play without laughing, but amuse myself in a sense. And I did some painting in there. I remember I did some, some watercolour painting in there. It was a bit of a long haul back to health. But all the time the songs were going around in my head as well, and I was just hoping that I would get back out there and finish the album, which we eventually did. I remember Freddie was very considerate and very caring, and he must have known that I was sitting in hospital thinking, I wonder if they're going to go on without me, And I remember him coming in and saying, you just get better, dear. He said, we'll wait for you. It doesn't matter how long it takes, we're not going to do anything without you. Just get better. So it was a very nice thing that Freddie did very early on. And, Freddie was like that. He could be kind of abrasive at times, but there was a lot of caring in that man. And he was incredibly loyal to us, incredibly loyal to me, I remember. And very supportive. I can remember him, he would surprise you, Freddie. I remember coming in one day late to the studio and Freddie was sitting there with a big smile on his face. And I said, what's he been doing then? And he said, you wait, you see. He said, just listen to this, darling, just listen to this. And he put on this tape and it was a compilation of every guitar solo that I'd ever played, and he'd woven them into some kind of tapestry. I wish I still had the tape, I don't know where it is. But he said, I wanted to immortalise your solos. We just had a few minutes, and it was a great little thing. He said, here you are, this is, and he signed it for me, and, which is, it was a very nice thing to do, just to sort of make me feel appreciated, I guess,